Last weekend, I was up in Long Island visiting my brother-in-law and his family, and Sharon and I went up there. It was great, great surfing, great time. New York City is upside down right now, and the election that happened up there has literally, in a very dynamic way, changed politics I think, nationally. And maybe people haven't grasped this yet. You now have a Democratic candidate running for mayor of New York who is a socialist. And he is leading in the polls right now, but he's getting about a third of the vote. When you have the current mayor, you have other people that are, and this is a city that's 75%, 80% Democratic. And people I talked to in New York, and I talked to everybody, were like freaking out about this, like they're making plans to leave. And it's really kind of scrambled that everyone's been talking about Trump, and yet people haven't been talking about, as Joe said, the Democratic Party, at least certain aspects of it, have almost left the chat. I mean, they've left the building in terms of no longer believing in free enterprise, no longer believing in capitalism, no longer believing in, the freedoms that make America the country that it is. And, in New York, this is of critical importance to people, and the mayor's election there this fall is going to get a ton of attention. Why the Republicans in Virginia haven't seized on this and kind of woken up is amazing to me. But honestly, other than 2021, Terry, don't take this personally, because I think you're wonderful.
Yeah.
I haven't run an effective statewide campaign in probably 15 or 20 years. And it's almost as if people are just, I agree. Why aren't they running together? Why aren't they saying, hey, we're the only thing standing between you and what's happening in New York City? Look, hyperbole happens all the time in politics. Mm-hmm. I had it used against me. Joe had it used against him. We've all had it used against us. And for whatever reason, the Republicans are, too busy bitching about this or that or some other thing, or Epstein file or John Reed's gay, or who cares? Okay, exactly. None of that matters a damn thing. If you own a small business, or you're trying to get your kid educated, or you're trying to get to work, nobody cares. Nobody cares what your orientation is. Nobody cares about Epstein. Nobody cares. They want to know what's your vision for this state. Do you have a positive vision? Is your opponent, if they get elected, is that going to be harmful to you and your family?